Good morning, everybody. My name is Scott Whittick, and I'm the Executive Director of the Community Engagement Institute. Welcome to WSU Old Town. The pep rally for Arch Madness starts this Friday right in this room. No, I'm kidding. Several of the staff are looking at me going, oh my gosh, we're having a pep rally here? No, we're not. But that'd be kind of cool. We got a nice patio. I'll have to think that over. Anyway, welcome to WSU Old Town. We're glad you're here for the fourth 1 Million Cup event. We're going to get right into the agenda today. I know we have several new people here in the crowd. That's great. You'll just kind of fit right in and get used to the agenda and the format. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chad Cox, who's with Visibility Optics, and he's going to take about 6 minutes to present about his issue, about his company, about his entrepreneurial issue, and then we'll have some time for Q&A. I will say that this is being recorded. You've noticed the cameras. If you would try to stay out of the sight line of those cameras, that would be great. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chad. Thanks so much for being here.
How do I get out of the slide presentation? Next slide. Sorry.
It's cool, it's cool.
All right. Good morning. So normally at 1 Million Cups, we finish by having you guys ask me questions. Today, I'm going to change that up a little bit. I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions. So to begin with, how many people in this room wear glasses or contacts? Okay, keep your hands raised. How many people here that don't have their hands raised plan to be past the age of 50? Okay, fair enough. Okay, so you can put your hands down, and so everyone who raised your hand, which is probably most of you, will most likely buy glasses at some point in your life. There are basically 5 places where you can buy glasses. There's corporate providers, independent practice ODs, ophthalmologists, independent opticians, and online retailers. Of all 5, independent practice ODs, or your basic optometry office, currently have the largest decline in market share. While around 70% of people have their eye exams done in an optometry office, only around 44% actually buy their glasses from an optometry office. In 2013, this amounted to a walkout of 9.8 million pairs of glasses, valued at $2.2 billion. And since 2013, this has become a much larger walkout rate. It's only really getting worse for optometrists. So, if you happen to be one of 40,000 optometrists in the US, you're probably getting a little frustrated and maybe a little scared, quite frankly. After all, eyeglasses and contacts can make up 50% or more of your profit at your office. So there's a few ways that people have tried to solve this. There are a few online stores independent optometrists can sign up for, but they tend to take most of the profit, quite frankly, and because they're in it for profit, not exactly in it for the independent optometrist. There's another problem. There's another problem. Buying eyewear online is a lot like playing Where's Waldo. Consumers spend all day looking, and all they end up with is a person with bad glasses. There are some online retailers that have tried to help the Waldo issue, as we call it, by using home-free try-ons. But it will appear that this model is not very cost-effective, and there seems to be a trend away from this in the market. So let's recap the problem real quick. There's a steady decline in market share. Online stores take most of the profit, and finding glasses online is a lot like playing Where's Waldo. Well, at Visibility Optics, we think we have solved these problems. We have developed an easy, interactive online portal for buying glasses. With our unique computer vision software, we actually use your webcam or smartphone camera to analyze your facial structures, features, and dimensions, and actually find eyewear that will fit and look great on you. You then have the choice of buying directly on the website or having up to 5 glasses shipped to your optometrist where you can try them on at your next visit. So let's do a really quick demo of how the software works. This is our website, visibilityoptics.com. I'm already signed in, I've set up an account, but I'm going to go through my profile setup. So it'll start talking to me a little bit here. Say hi. And to get started, the base is going to ask me a few simple questions. First of all, what's my first name? I think I got that one. What's my last name? I know that one too. So simple questions, date of birth, and my gender. Easy enough. Awesome. It says thanks. Next, it's going to actually take my photo and analyze my facial structure and features and find eyeglasses that will actually fit me and look good on me. Okay, so mic in the way. Okay, so there's the webcam. I'm going to take off my glasses like it asked me to. And look straight at the camera. A little awkward. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and use that one. Now it's analyzing my facial structure, finding my face, and actually, as you see, it kind of measured everything. And it's going to look at my results. And then it will actually go out and find glasses for me. So it says my facial structure. It doesn't really like me to smile. And it'll go out and find some eyewear for me. Okay. So it basically builds a custom catalog just for me. I can then go in and pick one and put it in my trial bag, my trial shopping cart, so I can have five at my next optometry office, or I can buy directly on the website and have the lenses put in and shipped to me, or shipped to the optometrist to have it fitted. So how does this support the independent optometrists? Basically what we provide is a monthly subscription service for independent optometrists. Through this service, optometrists basically keep 100% of any glasses they sell in-house from our service. And then if the consumer buys online, we take a 10% cut, and they keep 90% of it. This service will help capture walkouts and add more eyewear to their optometrist boards, basically. So it's a virtual online catalog for them. Okay, so where are we at this point? Currently, we are in beta. We started Monday at the Eye Center of Uvalde in Uvalde, Texas. Why Uvalde? Well, my business partner, Dr. Stephen Cox, who happens to be my brother, has a practice in Uvalde, and this is the reason I know a little bit about optometry. Okay. Thanks for your time. I think we're ready for questions now.
Do you plan to provide the option where once they've selected, or once the software has come back with a choice of glasses, you have their picture already, where you can put the glasses on their face and they can see what they look like?
You're talking about virtual try-on,
Yes.
basically. Probably not. We've seen some of the options of virtual try-on. They don't work all that great. It kind of looks, I mean, your picture's not all that great to begin with from your webcam. And then you're trying on glasses to try to make yourself look good. I don't know how well that actually really works. Our idea is to actually find the glasses that will fit you and will look good on you right away and give you a choice of that. You always have the option of going through the entire catalog, but we have the idea that these would be really good for you.
Hello, my name is Amy. I've been wearing glasses since I was 10. I go to my eye doctor, and my health insurance covers the cost of my eye exam, but my eye doctor won't take the insurance that covers the cost of my eyewear.
Okay.
Does Visibility Optics have a solution for that dilemma?
We're working on that. We're partnering with a company in Texas that's actually going to start spreading out across the southern states and hopefully up into Kansas and everywhere else. That is actually a provider of that type of service. It's you basically pay a certain amount each month, and it's like a benefit you would get. It's borderline insurance, but not really insurance. So.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
So how do you plan on making money? What's the revenue model for this?
So the revenue is, there's basically 40,000 optometrists in the U.S., and they all have the same problem. They don't have a way to capture walkouts at this point. So our revenue model is to basically provide a subscription service where they pay us each month, and then we take a small chunk on any online sales.
So will all the glasses be prepared? I mean, they'll have the lenses in them, they're ready to go. If I wanted to buy all 5 pairs and I liked them, could I take them home that day, or how do I just send
They
them
wouldn't
back?
have the lenses installed yet. Depending on which optometrist you're at, some, like my brother's office, they could create them in an hour, so they have the same day service. But, yeah, it wouldn't be real cost effective to put all 5 lenses in, or all 10, I guess it would be, so, yeah.
Will you be relying on the optometrist to drive customers to your website, or will you be hoping that people stumble across your website, or will you be marketing directly to consumers?
It's a little bit of both. So we basically have 2 target audiences. We have the consumer, and then we have the optometrist. Without consumers, our service isn't very good for the optometrist, so we'll be marketing towards both of them.
That was kind of my question too, is like, if the optometrist, would they push them when they got done with the exam towards your website, or would they still push them towards their lobby and their product?
A little bit of both. The idea is we can capture and create a customer from the website in the office. One of the things we need is the people distance in order for some of the software to work. So part of that is it's really working with existing patients that are in the office, but hopefully it'll bring in some new patients too. Not every optometrist is looking for new patients. So.
You could ship it to the optometrist too. Could you put the prescription on the website, and then I could have full glasses sent to my optometrist?
So the optometrist we're working directly with the optometrist. So you work with your optometrist, and they have basically a URL that's just for them, a subdomain. And you go to that site. That way they know you pick your location, and they know what your prescription already is. So you can just have it created and picked up.
I wear glasses a lot when I'm awake.
Good call.
Sometimes when I'm asleep too, but that's a whole other issue.
Yeah.
My biggest problem is that most of the glasses that I see look stupid.
Yeah.
So are these all custom-made frames, or do you buy the frames from somewhere else? Where do the frames come from? How do they look? Do you have the name brand that I'm looking for?
Well, here's what we're planning on doing. We're working with a company out of Denver, and they already have their glasses in about 400 locations across the U.S. We plan on adding more as we progress, and hopefully, quite frankly, have just about everything that we can think of in the catalog. But that will take some time.
Kind of a 2-part question. I know a lot of other companies have facial recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Are you storing their facial profile in any sort of database or anything?
Yes.
And are there security?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's the biggest thing I wanted to say.
When I buy glasses, I usually have family and friends with me
Yeah.
because I have a tendency not to buy what's trending or what I think might look good, but on me they look a little dorky. So
Right.
without that feedback, I wouldn't buy. I mean, seriously, I wouldn't trust myself.
understand. I
So how
understand.
are you going to address that issue?
Well, that is an issue. We're hoping that the glasses that are picked will actually look good on you. That's the whole idea. And the other thing is, the opticians, they're trained to kind of tell you whether or not your glasses look good on you or not. They're not just anybody. They're actually trained. So, does that answer your question? Yeah.
Is there a way?
to have a one-stop situation where, they look at me and go, no, that's a bad idea.
Well, they could certainly help you pick out the ones online too that you think are a little more trendy.
That might be the solution.
Yeah.
Your groupie.
Yeah. So,
Hi, Amy again.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd take a different tack and
Okay.
ask you, what question do you hope you don't get asked today?
With the sucker punch.
I don't know, actually. I hadn't thought about it. Yeah, I'll think about it.
So have any of the docs asked you create a custom look for them so that it's not outside, so that you can more personalize it to their business or their whatever?
Not yet, but they may, and we may end up putting logos and stuff for the optometrists, and they may actually just use it as their actual front for their store, or for their office.
'Cause I'm sure they want to keep a hold of those folks and
Yeah.
not necessarily give them to you.
Well, no, and we're not, that's exactly not what we're trying to do. We want them to use the optometrist that they're currently using with the service. And so we're an ally of the independent optometrists. We're not trying to take away business at all. We're trying to actually bring business to them.
In talking about it, you said, the people, the walkouts are the target market. You want to bring them back in.
Right.
Have you thought about some sort of like in-store, in-office kiosk? In other words, you go for your appointment, right there's a kiosk, you log in, you do it right there, so you're not even leaving before you get on the website.
Yeah, absolutely. We have thought about that. And I think that may be the next thing, quite frankly. So.
Does this app also carry over into the sunglasses frame that are prescription?
Absolutely. You could
Okay.
actually get, I mean, if you wanted to, you could call your doctor and get, tinted lenses for that. We don't provide it right now. We will. We're hoping to provide sunglasses as well and contacts, quite frankly. Even though it doesn't need that service, it would be a nice place to be able to buy contacts from your optometrist directly from the website.
So another question is, you'll be collecting a lot of data.
Right.
Even if the glasses sell or do not sell at that office. Have you created a revenue model for the data you will collect?
No. No, we really haven't. I'm not sure if we really want to, I guess. I'm not sure the data as far as just, I'm not sure exactly what data that would be, I guess is the question. I mean, we'd have not a whole lot of information other than facial structure is we do the main thing, and just some personal information, which we don't really want to share too much. We do have a privacy policy that goes along with it, so.
Hi, Chad.
Hello.
Did you consider a model that you would go straight to the consumer as opposed to going through optometrists?
Well, my business partner had a little bit to say about that. We really want to promote the independent optometrists, and that's why we're going for them first. But absolutely, we want the consumers to be a part of this. Otherwise, it's not useful to the optometrists. So, like I've said, it's kind of a twofold market. We're marketing to consumers, and we're marketing to optometrists, and we're also going to provide some marketing material for the optometrists in the office so they can hand them out.
Okay, a business question. How many customers do you need to breach your break-even point as a company?
Not very many, quite frankly. We don't have a whole lot. We probably have $30,000 invested right now in this whole thing. To break even, if we had 10 customers, quite frankly, we'd have enough revenue for a while to make it fine. So a lot of sweat equity.
This is our last audience question.
I'll make it a good one.
Okay.
So something in my gut's telling me it's kind of a weird model that's trying to compete with the internet of like Warby Parker and make, the small guy turn into the big guy. It feels weird to me. So I guess maybe an idea is how do you make optometry a bigger need in society? So I could imagine this website being, how could you have a vision test on this website that shows the need, that proves the need, that people actually have bad eyes? So I assume that a lot of people can live with bad eyes and they don't even notice it.
That's probably true. It's still at this point around 70% of people that wear glasses go to an optometrist for their eye exam. And I think the main thing we need to do is promote the fact that optometrists have your best interests in mind as far as your eyes go. The eyes are kind of the window to your health. You can see diabetes, you can see cancer and other things. I'm not an optometrist, but that's my understanding. And knowing where you want your health, your best interests at, I would rather off go to an independent optometrist than maybe a big box department store where some people are getting their exams done. So if we can promote the fact that optometrists are there for your health and not just there to give you glasses, trendy things, and look and feel.
Do that?
Well, what we're trying to do is promote the optometrists. And so we work with the optometrists. We don't sell glasses just to the consumer without having an optometrist involved.
Okay, and the last question we ask every presenter at 1 Million Cups is, what can we as a community do to support you?
Okay, well, speaking of consumer marketing, there's a questionnaire on SurveyMonkey that I would love for everybody to fill out. It's just ask some questions about their need for glasses, whether or not they want to, what they would do. Just some questions we got from our marketing team. So,
Great.
Okay.
Chad Cox, Visibility Optics. Thank you. I am very pleased to announce our next presenter. His name is Jared Nolan, and he's here to tell us about his business, Arsenal Limited.
Okay. So I am excited to show you guys that this tactical wallet was originally developed right here. Okay. This tactical wallet was originally developed because, well, there's so many tactical wallets out there. Well, at least they're deemed tactical, but really they do nothing for you except they're an RFID protector, or they're really bulky and you just put them in your pocket and they look cool. Why not have something that looks cool and actually does something and actually has more value than just a knife blade or a pocket knife or whatever it may be? So that's how we came up with the Arsenal Limited Tactical Wallet. By doing this, we're going to be able to provide ourselves not only a mission for us by providing a sense of preparedness for those that are going to have our products and our apparel, but also they're going to get a tactical advantage that's going to allow them to be prepared for whatever life throws at them. This mission will then coincide with Wichita's mission in growing this city, because this market is ready and primed because of the doomsday, the 2012 effect, which we'll talk about here in a second. So why do I have Oakley up here? That makes no sense, right? Well, we're adopting a very similar model Oakley did. Believe it or not, Oakley did not come out with sunglasses. They came out with handlebars. I don't know if you guys knew that, but in 1975, they came out with handlebars, and nobody believed in this guy. He was selling these things out of his car. He was trying to do something because he had the idea of sunglasses, but he did not have the capital. Once he developed the sunglasses in 1984, he skyrocketed. And by 95, he opened up his IPO, and then we all know what happened from there. So from the start of $300, he ended up with a net worth today of Oakley at $21 billion. Food for thought. So instead of providing an athletic advantage, a pure innovator like Jim, who founded Oakley, we're going to be doing something very similar, except we're going to be providing a tactical advantage. Everybody likes those Survivor shows. Everybody enjoys those shows of making them feel prepared. That 2012 Mayan calendar primed that market. We actually have 10 million viewers per episode of Survivor alone. People want to feel ready for what life throws at them. That's why Gerber tackled this now and hired Bear Grylls. And you know what? Their stocks went up. And I tell you what, Bear Grylls is selling things. I mean, he's selling a bracelet for $30 because his name is on there, and it has a tactical or a survivor advantage that costs $2 from China. Pretty interesting stuff. So, sorry about these numbers being blurred. Again, I don't have a Mac. This is not pie in the sky. This is in your face. Okay, so in Kickstarter, we currently have a 20% engagement. That is incredible. And of that 20%, we're converting 12%. Guess how many people we've had? 800. Wow, that's amazing. No traction at all, but the market is amazing. They're ready for it. So what's wrong? Why am I here today? Well, because I don't have a team. I'm exhausted. I feel like a tornado, right? And I'm going 100 billion miles an hour, and I have nothing but patients are gone. And I need funding for tooling, for manufacturing. I know my target demographics. I know who to reach. But you know what? My charismatic nature can't be transcended through the virtual world because I don't know how to do it, and I don't have the time to allocate to do it. So I need a marketing team to help me out. So I'm here today to talk to you because I want to be a change agent. I want to be a part of Wichita. I have 2.9 degrees, 3 credits shy from my master's, because I'm working on this right now. So at the end of the day, I'm here to tell you that I am ready to create a diversification here for manufacturing and provide a fun, new, innovative product and store in the city of Wichita.
Perfect. Right on time. So question and answers.
Thank you. I just had a question about the blades in the wallet. So
Yes.
it looks like you removed some screws to change the blades of the
Those
saw
screws
blade.
suck, don't they? Excuse my language. I hated those screws. As a matter of fact, I was trying to debut the new one today, and the manufacturer, we're having some issues. So anyways, it should be here actually today, but we finally removed them. I am so excited about it. We call it the bug, okay? And it kind of looks like a bug. But what's really slick is it's got a solid body, and where those screws go in, there's already the extrusions in there. And so it's strap, strap, unstrap, unstrap. You take them out. And it's beautiful, it's simple, and it's easy to use.
That's good service. Thank you, Jacob. Statistically, a Kickstarter that doesn't reach its goal within the first 48 hours is something like 60% set to fail. And if
Right.
you don't make it within the next 96 or the full first 96, you're like 89% set to fail.
Correct.
So you're set to fail. What are you going to do about that?
Failure is exactly what I was looking for, because at the end of the day, I cannot learn about the market until I fail about it. And now I can go to gun shows and I can get amazing feedback. I can go in and I can go talk to Backwoods, which have done a preliminary acceptance of my product, which is amazing. However, with Kickstarter and failing that, that was like going global, and I'm just getting off the bench. You know what I mean? And so getting all of this data has been amazing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to analyze the data, analyze all the Facebook data, all this demographics, and then we're going to then launch into Indiegogo the first week of April and really hit it home. I believe that we can hit a lot of our target demographics at that point in time and raise the capital needed to get more manufacturing costs and get that initial product out.
Hi, Jared. My name is Amy.
Hi, Amy.
As a woman, I'm curious if women are included in your target market, and if so, how will the product be marketed to them? Will you make any changes to the product to make it appeal to a female audience?
You are in line, but you're second in line, because our original research showed that men were more likely to buy than males, or I'm sorry, males were more likely to buy than females. However, when we went to the gun shows, especially down in Texas, does it come in hot pink? Not yet. You know, I didn't really think about that. But once we started getting all of the surveys in, they were doing mirrors, combs. They were wanting a lot of different things to make them feel safe. So that's something we're going to be working on in the future. Oh, I guess that makes sense why I'm single. So, oh, yes.
I have a question about the number of units that have actually been manufactured, and then in terms of the product's readiness for the market. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being completely ready to go versus 1 or 5 halfway there, where do you think you are?
Right now, we are ready. The body, the design itself is there. It's ready to go. The problem is that I've got to pay for the tooling. The tooling's $20,000 to get going on that. I bootstrapped it. I put 15 grand of my own money into it. We've gone through 7 prototypes, 7 generations, 6 stitches, you know, tons of fun medical experiences. But we're really close. The one thing that still needs to be developed is the actual app that we're going to be using for the locator, for the Bluetooth locator needs to happen. You do not want me coding. And so, again, that's something that I need to have that team developed for.
Ken can only ask one question, so he wants me to ask you why you're switching from Kickstarter to Indiegogo.
Because Kickstarter is, that's smart. Indiegogo has a lot more success with this kind of tech. They're called EDCs, everyday carries, which is a very popular market right now, and along with the wallet market. And wallets and these EDCs actually do really well in Indiegogo. I went to Kickstarter first because I knew it was going to challenge me, and I wanted to set a goal that was going to be tough to achieve, just so that I know that if I were to raise that money, I wasn't going to be making empty promises. And so that's the purpose behind it. Yes.
Talk to me about carrying my wallet through the airport, through into concerts, various things like that.
Perfect. Can you carry a knife through any of those? No. So you can't do the same thing here. We have a whole airplane line that we're planning on creating that is going to fit inside here that are made out of plastic parts, made out of different useful tools and widgets that are going to allow you to still move through there, but you can't have anything aggressive or quote-unquote lethal that's going to go through, or TSA will confiscate it.
Question right here.
You mentioned needing a team. Were you planning on giving up ownership of the company, or how
Absolutely.
are you planning on compensating them?
Absolutely. I am not a egotistical maniac over here, and this is not my heart and soul. I'm an innovator. I own 2 patents. I have 1 patent provisional, and I've got a couple more along the way that I need a patent, but I want to hold my patent deadlines, right? And so this was like my first run. You know, this is my cash cow. This is something that I want to move forward. The equity is not important to me. The importance to me for this is success and to start driving revenue so that I can start funneling for new projects.
Being tactical, at the point of where you feel threatened, do you have to pull out the wallet and put it together first and then go? Or
I love it that he went there. So what we want to do is we want to create our own Survivor series, right? We want to create and change behavior. So like that teenage girl that gets off of work and walk into her car, teaching her to, put the knife on before you go outside at 11 o'clock at night with no lights on. But you're right. I mean, on a general situation such as the video that we showed, no, I was more striving for humor. So.
How much do these cost to make, and then how much are you going to sell them for?
They're costing $25 to make, and we're going to sell them for $100, $105 in the open market.
To me, this seems very edge case. So I'm not really going to say that this would be super useful to me.
Okay.
But what type of, what would be the exact person that you're looking for?
Okay. It would be a male, 25 to 35 years of age, that enjoys the outdoors. We are going after those that a lot of our demographics are military-based, or ex-military. They love these gadgets. And if they're not military-based, they're hikers, they're campers, they're hunters. We have a whole line where you're going to be able to field dress a deer just inside this. It is super cool. You got to see it. You're already able to saw off the antlers. You're able to skin the we're not going to get too detailed. So anyways, it's super cool.
Hi.
Hi.
What will the radius be for the Bluetooth GPS?
Good question. The max is going to be 20 feet, okay? And when I mean 20 feet, I mean as in if it goes outside of, hold on really quick. Let me finish. I know because of the connection that you're talking about. So the 20 feet fence that I am speaking of is if it walks outside a certain zone, again, remember, I'm not that guy. So the idea is to go outside the 20-foot zone, and then it's going to remind you, hey, your wallet is missing. You need to go get it. It's not attached to your body.
Well, with that, you have another question?
Yeah, just a follow-up. It's just a follow-up to my original.
Yeah.
At some point, are you going to utilize this with a GPS of greater power in case of an abduction?
Okay, so abduction, I love it. I talked to my father, who's a radio engineer, and I'm already working on trying to get this thing access to the Iridium satellite for military purposes. The Iridium satellite's going to be able to do a 1-2 ping with the battery supply that I'm able to pack inside this thing, so that anywhere in the world, if you had an issue, you can press the button and it will download onto the server, and we move from there to try to find you.
Well, with that one, with the question of what can we as a Wichita community do for you?
As a Wichita community, I need you guys to spread the word. This is different, you guys. This is not software. This is not a product. This is a brand. This is not just a brand, but this could be a global brand. This is nothing small. We're talking retail. We're talking apparel, accessories, shoes. Think of Oakley and think about how you can apply the ability to be prepared with all the cool widgets Oakley has prepared you. But now we're going to do it through Arsenal Limited, and we've got to start just like they did with their sunglasses. We're going to do it with our wallets.
Thank you very much. Let's
Thank
give him a round of
you.
applause. Well, thank you everybody for coming. We appreciate it. We still got standing room only, so this is great momentum that we have going. Let's continue it forward. And if you have anybody in this room that you know of an entrepreneur that should be on this stage presenting, I encourage you to have them go on to 1millioncups.com/Wichita and apply to present. And with that, we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 9 a.m.